you guys on tour at the moment?
No. I'm home. We got home a couple weeks ago, so we've just been chilling. We finished the tour with Integrity, and then I've had a few days off now. I'm just chilling at home.
How did the tour go?
You see the heat, man. You see the fucking. It's cold where you are right now. And
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Like hot as fuck here right now.
How did the tour go?
Oh, it was great. I went. I usually say. I never say I wish a tour went longer, but I think that one could have been a little bit longer. It was only like a week worth of shows, and right when all the bands were getting comfortable with each other and having a good time, it was over. And we're like, "Fuck! All right, well, I wish it was a little longer, but but it's been good. It's been weird getting back on the road, but we're getting used to it. We've done like 4 tours now, so yeah, I mean it's pretty much back to normal again.
Yeah, that's good to hear, because obviously a lot of bands have been sort of waiting to get back on the road, so that must be huge to sort of get back to what you guys do best,
Yeah. I mean, we're definitely a road band. I mean, we've been touring since we were a band for 2 weeks. So I mean, it's like, yeah, it's weird. It was weird for a weird few years for us, but yeah, especially now that the record's out, I think touring is going to be like even more fun. So
yeah,
about that.
Speaking of the record, obviously it's been released now, and obviously I've heard it numerous times, and I kind of go back to the Art of Partying album. I've been following you guys ever since then, and this album kind of reminds me of some of that earlier stuff you were doing. I don't know if you guys were kind of gone for some of the stuff you were doing back in the day, but it kind of reminds me of a lot of that stuff.
That's cool. People love that old shit. That I've yet to hear someone say that, so that's actually cool. I'm glad you like it. Especially if that's the shit that got you into us, So yeah, I feel like personally it's progressed a little bit. In a weirder way. I think our songs aren't as fast on this record. Some of them are, but I feel like Art of Partying is just like like, tempo wise at least,
So tell me a little bit about the album, because obviously you sort of were writing and working on this album during the pandemic. I mean, how did you kind of navigate all that kind of stuff during that time?
Oh, it was weird. Like, I moved to Florida, which is like, 12, 13 hours away from where my bandmates live. So, we were already trying to figure out how we were going to write the record, and I was starting to get used to sending them songs and emailing shit back and forth. But once the pandemic went into full swing and they realized that I wasn't going to be like traveling down there to practice, we just kind of like dug into that style of writing and like got really good at it. I got real comfortable with like, getting my bearings as far as like songwriting goes, and recording that took forever to figure out how to record demos. And there was a lot of trial and error with that shit, but eventually it worked out for the better, and I'm totally set now. I mean, it took a couple of years, but like I fucking love the way we're writing music now, and I love my situation artistically right now.
Did you find
I think it would have been a bummer if I had to fly up and practice once a month. It would have just been exhausting, like travel wise for me,
Yeah, definitely. Did you find that having that extra time to work on the songs and sort of fine tune and tweak it, did you find it that was sort of beneficial for the songwriting overall?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. And we had a lot of time to go back and fix shit. There was stuff that definitely wouldn't have made the record, if we didn't have the time to like go back and fix it. There was stuff that we pulled out of the trash can, like Crank the Heat, Demoralizer. I feel like those are 2 of the stronger songs on the record, and those were definitely songs that before COVID we weren't even gonna use them. They were like in the trash. So we're like, what's that song? Remember that riff? Like we kind of like, hey, why don't we fuck with that? And then it ended up being what it was, and those are like two of my favorite songs. on the
Yeah.
record.
So sort of going back to sort of like, comparing this to previous releases, like I said, like it's kind of not overall, but some of it does remind me of some of the earlier stuff. But you mentioned sort of having more variety, tempos and stuff like that. What was the actual sort of motivation behind doing something different a little bit on this album? Like you just wanted to sort of progress and sort of evolutionize the sound, or what was the idea?
No, I just think maybe got a little more comfortable with how we were writing, and I think, yeah, it's having all that time to write. I mean, really does influence you in a certain way. But also, I feel like having Nick. This was Nick's second record that he was on. I feel like he's kind of easing into it and getting a little bit more comfortable with like songwriting shit. So a lot of his input is in there as well, and that's some of the punker sound and shit too, like, which is the stuff that you said. I think the older stuff sounds a little bit more punker to me, but
yeah,
he's an old friend of ours. He was a fan of the band before he joined the band, and he was a friend of the band before he joined the band, so he really knew what maybe we were lacking moving forward. So yeah, that, and I think that he got a little bit more comfortable working with us as far as writing goes. So I think that we benefited from that for sure.
Yeah, and obviously having a new member come in obviously gives a bit of a new life into the band as well, right?
Exactly, and it's like not like it's not like we're sick of each other or anything, but yeah, you definitely get like a more positive influence when there's somebody else throwing their creative input into it. So yeah, for sure. I keep moving my phone around because it looks like I'm filming people, and they're like,
yeah, I get that.
They're like walking by my car, and I'm like, I don't know, dude.
It's strange though, because I kind of feel like we live in a world where people have got their phones out all the time. It probably doesn't even matter at this point, I guess. I mean, I don't know.
I know. Yeah, I know, right? Well, you never know, man. There's some weird Karens out there that are like, why are you filming me? It's like, relax. Nobody's trying to look at you.
What was the I am curious though, like when you guys kind of hit the studio, because every time I hear a new record from you guys, I just get immediately just a live sort of feeling from you guys, and it seems like you guys sort of record off the floor. How do you kind of work all that stuff out as far as the recording side of things?
Well, we don't do what is it, metronomes or any of that shit, it's all just like raw live recording style. Like we're all in there playing, not me, but they're in there. I mean, I'm in the room, but I'm not like screaming. But like, they're playing the guitars and bass, and everybody's in the room together jamming the songs out like it's a live show.
Yeah.
Even when we're just tracking like each, like especially the drums, there's no metronomes, there's no samples, drum samples, or any of that shit. We keep it live. And I'm really happy with how the drums came out on this record too. I think Dave and Arthur really like worked hard. I mean, they spent a few days on that, just like getting that drum sound, and it sounds pretty ferocious. Like, and Witte's had some pretty killer drum recordings in the past. So yeah, I don't know. I kind of just steered off there, but yeah, I mean, it was we definitely try to keep it like a live recording where we're all playing together, so we're getting that energy off the tape. Sometimes it backfires on us, and we might like play the song too fast or some shit like that. But usually, I mean, that's kind of like the nature of the beast, and that's like what you get when you're in this band. I mean, there's a lot of like raw energy and adrenaline going on. So
yeah,
that's what it is.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. In those moments as well, is that when you kind of figure out, oh, this song would actually go really well live, and you end up adding it to the set list?
We probably won't add something to the set list until the record's done and we've record. Like once it's finished and we figure out what songs we want to play. It takes a little bit of time. I feel like we're gonna start playing "Crank the Heat" because that song's gotten a really huge response.
Yeah.
Since the records came out. So yeah, it's shit like that where you got to kind of figure out, well, not only what do you want to play, but what does the audience want to hear you play.
Exactly. And that must be getting harder and harder with each album as well to put a set list together.
Yeah, we get in fights. Some guys want to play long, and other guys want to play short, and some guys don't want to play certain songs. Most of them are me. But no, not really. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely getting harder and harder. But there's also like weird ass songs that we don't get to play that often that I'd like to bring back too. So yeah, sometimes we'll like all agree on like a really old song that we want to bring back.
Yeah.
And that's always fun, because then we got to reteach it to Nick too. Most of the time, songs he hasn't played on. But yeah, it gets hard. Yeah, to answer your question, yeah, there's a lot of fucking songs, especially when you're doing like 16 songs a record and shit like that. Oh my god, what the fuck is wrong with that?
Speaking of the touring thing, it's been I think way too long since we've seen you down in Australia. I think 2013, right, was when you were last here.
I think so. Yeah.
Any talks of you coming down?
Yeah. A lot of talks. I'd like to go there in the winter, but is that a bad idea? Do y'all like not go outside in the winter?
Yeah, it seems like we're scared of the weather down here because we're so used to the heat and stuff, you know. So
do bands tour Australia in the winter? Like, is that a thing that happens? I've never done that.
Yeah, they do, and usually it's a scheduling thing because they just can't, work out dates on the other end of the year. So it does happen, and to be honest, like people will go out in the winter time. It's just if they had a choice, they'd rather go out in the summer than in the winter, as with anyone, I guess. So
right.
But I think if you came down in the winter, it'd be fine. Everyone would still come out, and they'd still party with you. So.
Okay, all right. That's what I was getting at. I wanted you to tell me that people like my band.
It gets warm enough inside anyway. It doesn't matter how cold it is outside. It's always going to get warm inside with a band like you guys, So
we played some cool shows down there though. We played this place called the Art House.
Yeah.
In Melbourne, that was fucking legendary. Those shows were incredible. And yeah, I really love, that's like my favorite place to tour is Australia. So hopefully we will get down there next year. We just switched up like our booking situation.
Mm-hmm.
So we have someone that represents us like all over the world now. So it'll be a little bit more easy for us to like spread our wings across the land.
Yeah, definitely. We'd love to have you back, man. As I said, it's been way too long, and got to bring those surfboards back as well, bring them down, and everyone will start crowd surfing and all that stuff. So.
Oh yeah, y'all got surfboards there. We don't have to fly there with them, do we?
You probably would.
I got some. I'm pretty sure y'all got some around there somewhere.
Oh yeah, we do. Yeah. Look, I better let you go. But look, it's been a fun chat, and congratulations on the album, man. Absolutely love it. It's killer stuff as always.
Thank you so much. Thanks for the interview, man. Like, sorry about the technical difficulties, but
all good, man. All good.
Thank you for your patience, man.
All good, man.
Oh yeah.